Good evening, Summoners. This is Raidmaster bringing you another League of Legends Shoutcast for your viewing pleasure. And if my throat does sound a bit scratchy on this one, it's because it's my second one I'm doing today. I do have water here to hopefully remedy the situation, but you're just gonna have to bear with me. However, I digress. Let us get underway with this game. On the blue team, we are going to have Ezreal, Blitzcrank, Anivia, Amumu, and Jax. Sorry, I had a bit of a slur there. On the red team, we're going to have Aurelia, Cho'Gath, Tristana, Alistar, and Gragas. Let's quickly go through the lane matchups. Top lane, Jax versus Aurelia. Pre-6, I'm going to give it to Aurelia. However, post-6, Jax is going to have much finer dueling skills than she will. So Aurelia's going to need some help from a jungler. Mid lane, Gragas versus Anivia. Anivia is going to have the advantage pre-6. With her large auto attack range compared to the melee range of Gragas. However, post 6, I believe Gragas' ultimate brings more utility to his team. However, I don't see him being able to kill her with her passive, especially if she is near the tower. Looks like we might have a little bit of a scuffle here. Yes, red team is looking to evade. However, blue team is going to try to go right in there. Amumu picking up his banish shots first is going to go straight into the heart of the Fury. Jax with the counter strike, getting 2 stuns down, flashing forward. Ezreal picking up the first blood onto Gragas. Blitzcrank pulling back the cow. A ton of damage. The Articuno stun. Anivia stun. Wow, I just said Articuno. I apologize. The Anivia stun allowing Blitzcrank and Ezreal to pick up the kill onto Alistar. Tristana forced to flash, and then looks like she does have her rocket jump. She's going to need a rocket jump right here. Yes, she does rocket jump to the tower and safety. I said Articuno. That's what I call her in-game. Does anyone else do that? Although her skin does not make her look like Articuno anymore. I do have the Birds of Prey skin also. It's a very good skin. But I will try to refrain from doing that again. Even though her name is Bulbasaur. So, Pokemon references, it's not really my fault here. Since her name and her character design, both very Pokemon-like. So, you know, I'm kind of at a disadvantage here against that. Let's finish the lane matchups. Bottom lane, Ezreal, Blitzcrank versus Tristana and Alistar are both very aggressive lanes. It's going to decide who has the first kill, and Ezreal does have 2 kills under his belt and a Doran's Blade. Because of that, I feel like the bot lane is going to go definitely in Ezreal's favor. However, Tristana and Alistar have definitely a chance to turn that one around, since Tristana does have a very good early game. Cho'Gath picking up his blue buff. Jungle matchup. Definitely going to have to give the edge to Cho'Gath before team fights start, as he does have a much faster way of clearing the small camps, and is, I believe, a much better duelist. There we go, Gragas taking a bit of harass. I believe Cho'Gath, with his free health from his ultimate, his true damage, if they get in a fight early, I'm going to have to give the advantage to Cho'Gath there, as he's able to counter jungle and defend his jungle a lot better than Amumu is. Anivia trying to get another stun, missing, but still managing to land her E for the double damage. Ezreal going in for a lot of damage on Tristana, dropping her 2 bars. She's going to chug a health potion, try to get out of there. The grab from Blitz, hitting Alistar, but Alistar is just going to walk away from that. Tristana dodging the Qs from Ezreal. Ezreal's Doran Blade proving too much for the Tristana. Oh, Jax getting ignited. Aurelia doing a ton of damage. That's going to force Jax out of lane probably. Maybe he will decide to stay in lane. A very risky idea. He did pick up his Counter-Strike first. Now has his Empower. Aurelia definitely having the early level advantage in this lane. Tristana, the Blitz grab missing. However, the knockup hitting as she rocket jumps away, barely getting out of there with her life. Had the rocket grab hit, I believe blue team would have been able to pick up the kill on Tristana. Tristana about a level behind Ezreal. This is going to be very unfortunate for her in lane. Cho'Gath trying to gank Jax. Counter-Strike barely getting that Aurelia, as she's going to use her hit and strike to try to farm up a bit more health with the regen. Just happy to pick up the CS. Another, just like the game I just commentated, Aurelia doing a lot of pushing to the tower. She's going to recall, maybe pick up some items, a nice Doran's Blade perhaps. Helps deal a bit more damage to this Jax. Yes, Aurelia is indeed picking up a Doran's Blade and a ward. Does not want to get ganked by the Amumu. A fed Amumu does not really snowball, however, it will make him much more tanky and annoying late game if you give him kills and assists. Cho'Gath looking to maybe invade. He's not going to find anything here to nom, as he is not even level 6. But he's not going to find anything to scream at either, as Amumu has cleared this part of his jungle. Perhaps sad that he does not also have a cool skin, as Amumu trying to make up for it by invading. I know I would. Amumu tearing up his own jungle. Looked like He is going to want to go for another Jax gank. However, Jax did just ward, so to no avail. If he will definitely see Cho'Gath coming in. Oh, Grog is falling extremely low next to his own tower, however, next to Anivia's tower and getting dropped. Let's look at that one again. I slurred my words. There we got Gragas quite low as that Anivia harass has brought him down. Gragas looking to go in that direction. However, the Banish Toss by Amumu with the Ignite by Anivia just going to be too much damage. Combined with Amumu and Anivia's damage, there's no way he was getting out of that one. The Fat Man will be dropped, giving Amumu the kill and Anivia the assist. Jungler now just trying to take the lane. Almost getting stunned by Anivia. But the wall does come down. Will Amumu get the stun? No. Looks like they do not want to go in after that, as they do not know. No, they do know Aurelia's here, so they just don't want to go in after it. Cho'Gath has a lot of CC. Could have probably kept knocking them up and gotten a kill off one of them. Perhaps. Cho'Gath desperately wants to hit level 6 so we can start becoming a very big Cho'Gath. His Q and his W both very good for clearing the small camps. As long as his Vorpal spikes making attack speed marks very effective in helping his jungle clearing. Right now, the score is 3-1. A very marginal gold advantage for blue team, but they're nonetheless. Right now, the itemization is about equal. Oh, the bird is going to get dropped into her egg form with the Ignite on her. As looks like blue bot lane is going for a bit of aggression. Blitzcrank gets the knockup. Ezreal's trying to do a lot of damage to Tristana. However, Blitzcrank in a poor place right now. Tristana's just doing a ton of damage to him. The mana barrier coming down. The grab onto Alistar. There's just going to be a lot of damage coming out from this Ezreal. And yes, he will be able to pick up the kill with one last auto attack. However, here comes Cho'Gath. Will he be able to... He already used his Rupture and his Scream. So it does not look like they'll be able to pick anything up there. Unfortunately, the Alistar getting dropped to the Ezreal. That's going to give him 3 kills. And he also has more CS than the Tristana. Ezreal showing himself very strong AD carry with a lot of burst damage and a very strong early mid game. Oh, that Blitzcrank laying a hook that forced him to use his flash. Not a very good position to be in. Anivia using her ultimate to try and farm. Jax and Anivia going at it. Anivia does have the level advantage. She's going to ulti Jax with the Ignite on. It looks like there's going to be just enough damage as she flashes forward and gets the Equilibrium Strike. Not willing to leave it to Ignite. She does pick up the kill on Jax. That could give her the edge she needs to win this lane, as she is certainly beating Jax in farm. The early levels, Aurelia is much stronger than Jax. However, the later the game gets, the stronger Jax is going to get. However, he's going to need that itemization, which he can simply not afford right now. Taking a quick drink there. Right now, Blitzcrank trying valiantly to defend this tower. However, he's very low on health. His mana barrier is up. However, he does not have that much mana to sustain it, so it's not going to be a very big shield at all. Looks like Grog is going to take his blue buff. This is going to help him immensely versus the harass from the Anivia, as he can continually spam Qs. Although someone who likes blue even more than Gragas is the Anivia. The Amumu rushing down there to help his friendly bird pick up that blue buff. Gragas going right, waddling back in the lane. Wow, Cho'Gath looking maybe to get a gank on blue team. They do have the blue team jungle warded by red team. The bird picking up her blue buff. This is going to help her very much, allow her to keep her ulti active as much as she pleases with that mana regen. Jax here finding an Aurelia with Amumu. The Amumu ult goes out. Jax dealing a ton of burst damage. Aurelia trying to heal. She does. Will she Blade Strike to the Golem? She does. Barely getting away. However, here comes Amumu. He's not going to be able to land another Banish Toss. Good job by Aurelia using that ward to maximum effect, helping her stay alive. A very good idea, strong idea by her. Here comes Gragas trying to get a kill on Jax. However, getting counter-striked instead. Oh, he's going to get chunked down by the Jax ultimate passive. The bird, he barely doesn't pick up the kill on Gragas. However, it looks like they're all going to have to retreat now. Gragas taking a barrel to the face. I don't think they want to come in on this. The Q from Anivia does not hit Gragas, instead hitting Cho'Gath, who is perfectly fine in terms of health right now. Looks like this standoff is not going to turn into anything. However, Jax dropping extremely low to the Gragas barrel. Looks like Cho'Gath is just going to settle to take in his jungle. However, it looks like blue team wants to take the red buff. Instead, nothing much that red team can do about this, as they are all very low. And yep, there goes Amumu picking up the red buff from Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath is now one sad Cho'Gath, as he is not going to find the Amumu in the bush. Right now the score is 4-2 in favor of blue team. Gold only about 8k bonus in terms of in favor of blue team. Not too much, however, nothing to scoff at this part of the game. Tristana taking a lot of damage from Ezreal as he does combo her off. Anivia taking a bunch of burst damage from Cho'Gath and Gragas. The Ignite does pick up the kill on Anivia as her rebirth passive was not yet back up. A good job by Cho'Gath allowing that gank to happen and giving Gragas a refreshed blue buff, something Gragas does truly enjoy. Every AP mid enjoys that, I should say. In fact, I can't think of a champion who wouldn't want a refreshed blue buff. Except for maybe mana haters. No. Everyone loves a refreshed blue buff, even if just for the cooldown reduction. Looks like red team and looks like that fat Gragas looking to gank. Blue team does have a ward. They know he's here. Will he be able to get the ultimate off? He gets punched up into the air. Here comes an Amumu missing his bandage toss. Gragas just saying, it's a 3v3 with an Amumu. No, thank you. He's just going to saunter his way back to his lane. That Amumu goes to pick up his golems. Jax and Aurelia top. Aurelia does have the 1 level advantage along with an extra kill, giving her the Phage, whereas all Jax has is his Ninja Tabby. That means Aurelia does have quite the advantage in lane right now, as it is a very volatile lane, Jax versus Aurelia. Both Anivia and Gragas trying to get harassed on each other. However, Gragas does have the advantage of the blue buff, giving him much better cooldowns and mana regen. Cho'Gath trying to come in for a gank. However, Anivia is sitting at her tower, content to not go forward into the lane, as she is very worried about that Gragas ultimate knocking her to a place she doesn't want to be. Oh, not getting anything with that body slam, instead taking a face load of damage from Anivia's ultimate and E. Jax running through his own jungle. Will he be trying to make something happen on the Cho'Gath? Cho'Gath ward, I think that's outside the bush. It is a poorly placed ward outside the bush. That is one sad ward right there. You can't even see it. It's so sad. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, don't you? That Cho'Gath certainly lost that one. Well, as there's a lull in the action right now, let's take a look at the itemization. Oh, when I said lull at the action, I meant Aurelia and Jax are going to try to duel it out. Counter strike coming out from Jax, getting the stun in. Aurelia's going to try to use hidden strike to bring him quite low. Looks like she is going to succeed. The ultimate from Jax not enough to tank the damage. There's the true damage from hidden strike and ignite are just not going to be mitigated from his ultimate. Looks like we got the Amumu coming in. Cho'Gath with the counter gank. The ultimate from Amumu not catching the Cho'Gath. However, it's too much for the Gragas as he is dropped by the damage of Anivia and Amumu. Cho'Gath's going to have to flash out of there, stay alive. Ezreal using cleanse and flash to get out of there. Will he turn around and try to get some damage? The ulti comes out, hitting both but killing neither. Amumu now coming down, counter-warding the pink ward with a pink ward of his own. I do like the new ward icons. They have a little oracle eye above them. Very nice. Very nice touch, I think, Riot. Good job, Riot. Not that I expect anyone from Riot watches these videos, but if they do, nice touch. I do enjoy it very much. Ezreal using his spells to try to get a little bit more attack speed, take down Dragon faster. That's going to be one dragon in favor of red team. That's good. I mean, blue team, not red team. Bringing their gold advantage up to 1k. Still, nothing to scoff at in the early game, but in the big scheme of things, definitely not game-breaking. Now that there's a lull in the action, let's take a short look at the itemization. Ezreal drilling up to his Trinity Force. Tristana just getting a couple Doran's Blade and some sustain. Gragas picking up his blue buff. Let's look at Gragas versus Anivia. Gragas, Kaji's lucky pick and 2 Doran's Rings. The wall going out at Anivia, however she flashes away from the stun. An unsuccessful gank by Anivia. Anivia, Catalyst, and her Chalice of Harmony. That's going to be a lot of mana for Anivia. It's a rare thing to see. I do not often see, not a Catalyst. I meant a Tear and a Chalice. Not too often. I don't often see a Tear on an Anivia. However, here comes Amumu trying to help out his Anivia. However, there's nothing he can do here. That bandage toss, only thing that did is waste him a flash. Good foresight on Cho'Gath and Gragas, knowing when the blue buff was going to come up and being there to respond. Oh, that ult barely missing out the kill on Alistar. Alistar just a bit too tanky to be taken down by such tricks. There's Aurelia trying to refarm back at her tower. Looks like she wants to go in for Jax. That Jax is getting out of there as he is 3 levels beneath the Aurelia and having almost half her farm, just being completely dominated in lane by that Aurelia. It is an extremely volatile matchup, which in this case has gone very handily in Aurelia's favor. Despite Jax having extremely good dueling skills after 6, not able to outduel the Aurelia, who has taken a very early advantage off of him. So the rest of the itemization for Anivia picking up a Hextech Revolver, in addition with her very high mana, with her items which give her a very large mana pool and mana regen. Whereas on Gragas we have the normal Kajizaki pick and 2 Doran's rings with the Sork shoes. Both following slightly typical builds. I'm a bit surprised to see the tier on Anivia, but it's not a terrible item by any means on her, as she does benefit quite a lot from the bonus mana, as her ultimate can be quite demanding in that effect. The junglers are about even, Amumu having 1 more kill, whereas Shoutcast having quite a bit more CS. Shoutcast building up a lot of armor along with boots of ganking. Here comes Amumu trying to get a gank of his own. The headbutt from Alistar. He does ultimate out of the Banish Toss stun. However, he is not good. It doesn't look like he's going to make it out of here. No, as Ezreal just drops too much damage down, as the pull from Blitzcrank secures the death of the Alistar. However, now Jax also getting killed 1v1 against Aurelia again. Let's watch that duel, because it's always good to watch a duel from 2 different champions. Oh, here comes, yes, it's just a simple Phage proc away from Jax's death. That Phage proc, just too much true damage coming out of Aurelia. The Ninja Tabby not doing enough for him. Jax's itemization quite poor right now, going for the Gunblade, or at least the Bilgewater Cutlass part of it right now. No doubt looking to get one later. Oh, there goes Anivia getting body slammed by Gragas in her own jungle, trying to take her race. Or was she retreating? There's so much backtracking. Oh, it was a fight, Gragas versus Anivia. However, Anivia taking way more damage than Gragas. The counter flash is going to come out, and Gragas is not going to, and Anivia is not going to be able to escape from the Fat Man. However, here comes an Amumu and a Blitzcrank. However, they're both tanks. They don't have enough damage to take down Shoutcast, do they? Nope, they're both just going to walk out of there. Nothing that blue team can do to take down the assaulters of their Anivia. Right now, Aurelia, not surprisingly, taking down Jax's turret at 16, almost 17 minutes. A good time to take down a turret. Don't want to do it too early, or you allow your opponent time to catch up before the laning phase truly ends. However, this is going to give Aurelia a lot more roaming potential, as she almost has her Trinity Force completed. How much gold does she have right now? More than enough to complete her Trinity Force, so she will be getting that on her next back, which is going to be right now. Jax trying to farm mid lane. He just needs all the farm he can get, as he is so poor. A sad Jax is an unfed Jax. If that is just so true. Pulsefire Ezreal versus Ryze Tristina. Speaking of poor, this Ezreal is definitely nice. He picked up a nice skin. I don't like to seem classist, but it is quite a nice skin, and it costs quite a pretty penny, especially after the sale, which I don't know who would get it after the initial release sale. Looks like this Amumu is here, but however, he does get body slammed and ruptured and eaten and ignited. Oh, that poor Amumu. The flash from Blitzcrank just saving him. Wow, that was just the key flash for Blitzcrank. He got ulted about 3 times. No, not ulted. He got ulted twice by both Tristana and Gragas, just knocking him further and further away. Those ults were not well placed and did deprive Red Team of a kill. This Jax not going to be able to do anything here except for unleash a stun, which isn't going to be good enough as he gets slowed by the Phage procs and the body slam. Aurelia easily picking up that kill. Ezreal trying to farm his lane, as there is a mean Tristana here harassing him at every possible opportunity. He misses the Q, unfortunately, losing out on a bit of damage on that Tristana. Tristana a bit lower in mana than this Ezreal, however, not by much. This Ezreal trying to finish up his Trinity Force here, whereas Tristana looking to build, not unsure right now. Looks like I believe the next thing she's going to try to get will be a BF item. right now just sitting for the Doran's Blade and sustain. Shogath hitting up his blue, trying to give it to Gragas. Anivia also, her blue is also up, which means she could potentially go and grab it right now. I'm surprised there has not been a big dragon fight yet. There has been, I believe, one dragon collected. I'm not certain. I believe there was. But right now, the red team is looking to gank down here. There are 3 versus 3. However, Blitzcrank taking a ton of damage from that Gragas. He is not going to make it out of there as the ult from Gragas does pick up the kill. Amumu going a bit too deep right there. Is going to get tower dive by the Shogath as the Ezreal finds himself in an unhappy place as well. Alistar wanting to tank the turret. However, Gragas not coming in with him. Unfortunate for him, the Anivia egg being dropped by Aurelia and Shogath together. Amumu does surprisingly make it out of there. However, the Anivia being caught in her own jungle. This is looking quite grim for blue team right now as they are just getting dominated everywhere on the map by red team. Looks like red team is going to pick up this dragon in about 20 minutes. A fine dragon for red team. It's going to be a nice enhancement to their already decent lead. Now some hovering around the 3.5k range in gold advantage to red team. 6 kills to 11, 0 towers to 1. However, it looks like red team might be looking to get this bot tower. Nope, here's Ezreal. He will be able to stop the push and farm up a little himself. Let's take a look at the numbers right now. CS-wise, Ezreal completely dominating Tristana. 155 to 127. Also, Ezreal has 4 kills up on him. Has already finished his Trinity Force, whereas Tristana has her BF sword also, so both have a respectable amount of damage. Oh, I don't know if Jax can take this fight. He does flash to the other side of Gragas, getting ulted by Gragas, but he does help Anivia pick up the kill on Gragas. A good job by Jax and Anivia shutting down Gragas, giving them both the small amount of gold which they desperately needed. The ult by Tristana, it's going to be enough to move Ezreal to allow her to get to safety. Jax, however, Ezreal does flash in and get the kill. However, now Alistar is in an unhappy place as he went to a turret which was almost dead. His team is pinging him back, however, it's too little, too late, as Ezreal picks up the double kill. That brings the gold difference to a very close margin of only 1.5k in favor of red team. Not enough to call it either way. Still, this could definitely go both ways. Since we are heading into the mid game, we are basically in the mid game. As we are heading to the mid-late game, let's take a look at the team fighting potential for each team. Amumu, one of the best ultimates in the game for initiating, for crowd control. Anivia, a nice amount of CC with her ultimate and her stun. And also Jax, very strong late game. However, he has been denied very much farm this game. So that's gonna hurt blue team's team fighting with the very underfarmed Jax. Now as we look at red teams, they have a very strong anti-initiation with Gragas' barrel, going to help a lot if Amumu manages to land a very good ultimate. The Gragas barrel, much like a mobile Janna ult, he's going to be able to disengage from the Amumu ultimate very quickly. Shogath, quite a large force, all pun intended, in team fights, as he is just going to be a monster running around trying to deliver as much crowd control as possible. And Aurelia is going to be doing a lot of damage to that Ezreal. She's going to be the anti-carry force in these team fights. At least for this part of the game she will. Looks like that Shogath finding himself in an unhappy place. Amumu ulting, capturing the Alistar, however getting dropped by Gragas. Gragas getting dropped by Jax and Anivia. The damage from the two of them very high. Shogath getting dropped by an Ezreal ultimate. Very good on him. Jax barely stunning the cow, and the Anivia Q picks up the kill on Alistar. However, Aurelia picking up a kill on Jax, getting exhausted. Doesn't look like she's going to make it out of here. Getting shut down by Ezreal. That was a lot of shutdown money, as she was 6-0 currently, giving Ezreal approximately 500 gold along with assist money to Blitzcrank and Anivia. This Ezreal now 8-0-0. He does certainly not like sharing kills, but he is the carry, so he can have them all as far as his team is concerned. So a very good job by blue team being able to pick up multiple kills there. I believe picking up 4 of the red team. Only Tristana alive to tell the tale, as she did push down a tower of blue team. This Amumu not going to check the bush. Tristana's just going to chill out here, watching that Amumu. Now we're just going to run back. Shoutcast unfortunately losing size due to that engage. He is going to need to farm up a little bit more with his ultimate now to get back to his original chunky size. That was a good job by Jax. I'd like to just point out that Jax seems to be doing quite a good job here, recovering from his early game deficit. Now has 120 CS, which is more than half of Aurelia's. However, still 1 in 5 and 4, which does not bode extremely well as Aurelia is building her GA right now. Shoutcast stuck in a very unhappy place as he is the tank though. Aurelia could come in and do some damage. They don't have their carry. Ooh, that ult from Ezreal barely hitting Tristana as she tried to push him away. All Ezreal needs is one more blink and that Tristana is dead, which he will get very soon. She tries to rocket jump, but it's not going to be enough as he flashes forward, gets the kill. Gragas barrel pushes him away instead of closer. Will Gragas be able to pick up the kill? There goes the Deathfire Grasp and the barrel. Ezreal falling so low, hoping that red buff will slow him down just enough to get out of there. However, all Gragas needs is one more barrel, one more body slam, one more anything. There goes the body slam. He misses the barrel, giving the kill to Ezreal, overcommitting by a long shot. And Jackson Ezreal being able to pick up the kill on Gragas. Very good job by blue team, reacting to their Ezreal in danger and picking up 2 kills from none. Those are the kind of mistakes that are going to lose red team this game. They cannot overcommit like that. They cannot be overextending themselves to get killed. Oh, the blue team stealing the blue golem from under Cho'Gath's nose. And he is so sad that he lost that as he just saunters away, knowing that his hopes for a blue buff are long and gone. Looks like Nivea is going to try to pick up her own blue buff right now. She's quite capable of doing it by herself. She just drops down her ult and the stun and the E. She's going to start doing damage to it. Blue team looking to be in a very good position right now. Jax helping himself recover. Almost has his Trinity Force, just missing the Sheen portion of it. Blue resetting on Nivea is certainly going to make her sad. It's costing her about her entire mana pool to get this thing. But she finally does. Red team trying to give their red buff to either Tristana or this Aurelia. Yes, they are going to give it to the Aurelia, as she is certainly their MVP for this game. Makes sense for her to try to get a GA as soon as possible, as she is as she seems to be the highest damage dealer on their team right now. That Tristana, very close though, as she does have her Infinity Edge. However, Ezreal has his Black Cleaver and his Trinity Force, possibly building up an Infinity Edge with that pickaxe or a Last Whisper. Cho'Gath once again stuck between a Blitzcrank and an Anivia, and here comes the rest of blue team. They are going to be able to take down Cho'Gath, no problem. That is something that they cannot afford. Red team cannot afford to be caught out of position. Oh, and Grog is also caught out of position. This blue team is just relentless on shutting down red team's mistakes, just completely capitalizing on every out of position opponent that they had, every out of position red team member. Aurelia here not going to be able to stop this Baron unless she gets some clutch plays down. However, I believe this Baron is going to go to blue team. There is no smite here for red team, unfortunately, since the Cho'Gath is dead. No smite, no noms, no nothing. Jax jumps up, starts grinding out. It's Tristana. Red team does get the Baron from Alistar's Q. They do flash over the wall. However, here comes Ezreal, missing his ulti on Aurelia as she does get out of there as quickly as possible. She might be able to make it. The Tristana makes it. The Aurelia running for her life dodges the Q from Ezreal and gets out of there. An impressive Baron steal from the Alistar, just being able to get it out from under blue team's nose. A mistimed smite by a Mumu. That's all it takes to turn a game around, is one stolen Baron. However, the only people with Baron buff right now are Aurelia and Tristana, as Gragas and Cho'Gath were dead at the time. Oh, Gragas getting caught out of position. This could mean his death. Yes, the E from Anivia finishing off Gragas. Cho'Gath going in for the kills. Here comes Aurelia. Will she be able to get some kills? No. There goes the Amumu ult, but no. Aurelia is relentless, popping her ultimate, picking up the Blitzcrank, egging Anivia. Looks like they're just going to stop and be happy with the Anivia kill. They are going to give that one to... No. I thought they were going to give that one to Tristana, but instead Cho'Gath picks it up. Tristana could certainly use the pick-me-up as she is 0-2. However, she does have the third best farm on the team. as Aurelia has been farming extremely well this game. Already has her GA, has her Trinity Force, Doran's Blade, a lot of armor too to counteract that fed Ezreal. Looks like that Ezreal is going to be picking up a Last Whisper for even more armor penetration, even though he already has the Black Cleaver. Here comes Jax with the initiation of the stun. Aurelia tries to jump out of there as soon as possible. Here she comes in to add a little bit more DPS, taking down Aurelia, taking down the Jax, and forcing the blue team to get out of there as soon as possible. They did focus the Cho'Gath in that situation, which is always the wrong decision. Unless Cho'Gath is alone, you do not want to focus him, as he is definitely not the main damage dealer on red team. Aurelia is very hard to focus, unfortunately, right now. However, Tristana would be the correct option, followed by Aurelia. But although Aurelia is quite tanky in her own right with the Guardian Angel, the Merc Treads, and the Chain Vest. Gragas taking a swig from his cask. Hold on. While he does that, I'm going to take a swig from my water bottle. That's right, kids, don't drink in cask. People get hurt that way. Well, while I recover from my momentary lapse in train of thought, we're going to go over the itemization. Cho'Gath, very typical build. Boots of Ganking, Wit's End, and a Glacial Shroud. No Rod of Ages, no AP items, just going for tankiness and attack speed. Bruiser Cho'Gath seems to be what the name of the game is. Aurelia, very typical Aurelia build. Trinity Force into Guardian Angel. Very good build on Aurelia. Makes her very tanky and still able to deal quite a bit of burst damage. Just really hurt those AD carries that she just has to focus all the time. Cho'Gath picking up his Shurelya's Reverie a lot. That's going to provide a lot of utility to the team. I almost was at a loss for words right there. Gragas has a lot of high damage items right now. Death Cap, Deathfire Grasp, Sword Shoes. He is focusing on just major burst damage right there. Whereas the Bird has a Warmogs and an Archangels. She's going tanky, Initiation Bird, although she already has an Amumu. I have seen Warmogs on many in Anivia, and it does make her quite a hassle to deal with, as with her egg form she just has so much life. She is just so very hard to kill, and she still does a great deal of base damage with her E and her Q and her ultimate. Looks like red team and blue team, both teams looking to engage. Neither team has a gold advantage. The gold very close, and at this stage in the game it's almost irrelevant at the advantage. It just depends where the gold is going. Whereas Ezreal has a ton of damage and armor penetration. He is just going to, his attacks are just going to go right through the defense of those tanks, especially if he's able to get consecutive hits on the Cho'Gath, on the Aurelia. It's just going to melt through their armor very fast. It's interesting to see two armor penetration items at once this early in the game. It is 30 minutes into the game, but still, he does need to counteract the high armor from Aurelia and Cho'Gath. Right now, the support's not the most interesting, but support's very important. Blitzcrank picking up 4 GP10s, every GP10 he can think of, and wards. Looks like he's just going for the gold. And Alistar picking up his Aegis of the Legion already, along with wards himself. Amumu going for the very potent Sunfire Cape Abyssal Scepter combo. Very popular for AP tanks such as Amumu, Malphite, and even Cho'Gath. Very popular for them, as they are going to be in close range to proc the now nerfed Abyssal Scepter. And it's just going to allow them to do much more damage with their AoE, especially Amumu. Very popular on him. Jax right now has his Trinity Force along with his Bilgewater Cutlass. However, he is definitely still far behind Aurelia, who just has so much armor right now. What is her armor right now for the value? Aurelia. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to. Oh, right now we have a team fight coming out. Aurelia initiating with her ultimate and her stun. However, it looks like this Anivia is in a bad position. Good thing she bought Warmogs because she's still alive. However, Blitzcrank is taken down by Blitzcrank does take down Gragas. Red team's Tristana being chased out of there by The Jax looks like she's not going to be able to make it out. She gets knocked up by Blitzcrank and taken down by the Jax. However, Aurelia falling dangerously low. Her Guardian Angel does proc. Blitzcrank is taken down. Aurelia, Alistar taken down as well. Aurelia right as her Guardian Angel procs. It doesn't matter because she's still going to be killed anyways. That was a very good engage by blue team. I was caught off guard, so let's go back through that one for a moment here. Right now, we just got the two teams facing off against each other. I'm going to go back through this because I didn't catch the action, which I felt made it much more poor of engage. Oh, here goes the engage by Aurelia. Not a Mumu initiating, but instead Aurelia, the ultimate from a Mumu coming out now. Oh, that's going to hurt red team so much. Taking down the Gragas almost immediately as he was definitely out of position there. Tristana being forced out by Jax. Aurelia falling dangerously low. Aurelia trying to get the Jax off, but the crowd control from the Alistar trying to do something, but he's not going to be able to do enough as Aurelia's Guardian Angel is procced. Alistar then is dropped along with Cho'Gath, and the wall from Anivia securing the kill on the Aurelia. That was just a very good job by red team counter-initiating by blue team counter-initiating with their Amumu and allowing their Jax and Ezreal to stay at a safe distance. Well, at least their Ezreal stayed at a safe distance and hammer down red team. It just came down to Aurelia was not able to pick off the key members of blue team that she needed to. Instead, going for Blitzcrank, which was she did go for Anivia. However, Anivia is quite tanky right now, and perhaps not the best target to go after initially. Instead, that Jax is probably more of a threat in the name of damage right now, as there was no one on red team really helping their Tristana kite the Jax. That Jax was just allowed free reign to smash that Tristana's face in with a lamppost. And if you can't protect your AD carry, you're not going to win a team fight, because that Tristana was not able to get out the damage she needed to because of the Jax just constantly harassing her and eventually killing her in that team fight. And this Ezreal did come in quite later and was able to do some cleaning up damage in that team fight. Amumu also getting a very good ultimate, catching everyone in red team in it. That Alistar not able to match Amumu's level of crowd control. As Alistar and Cho'Gath really need to keep their Tristana safe. Right now, Amumu being caught definitely out of position, getting critted by Tristana and taken down by the Alistar. That is going to signal red team to try to go for Baron. However, Cho'Gath is extremely low, and Alistar doesn't have much HP either. Jax is just going to jump right in there. Blitzcrank grab misses. Jax is being knocked around by the Alistar. Anivia does take down the Alistar. Jax bursted down by Gragas, but now red team is in full pursuit as their Alistar is taken down. Gragas going to try to throw a barrel. However, I believe Ezreal is going to be able to pick up the kill. His Q misses, but his dash attack does not. As here goes Blitzcrank, he's not going to be able to pick up the grab. The Ezreal are going out for Gragas, missing, however. Cho'Gath barely surviving. Will they be able to pick up the kill on Cho'Gath? Maybe if he turns around, if he had just kept going, he might have lived. However, right now the bird is in hot pursuit. 1E, that's all it's going to take, and they do get it. The double kill on Ezreal, 2 kills for Anivia. Blue team just completely shutting down red team in that team fight, and it looks like this is going to be the push for the win. Good job by blue team asserting themselves dominant in the team fights. Despite not having their Amumu, they were still able to immediately take down red team, whose tanks were extremely low and taken down extremely fast in that last team fight. I think it was a very bad idea for red team to go after Baron at that point. That is what lost them the game there, despite having a relatively good early game with their Aurelia. So thank you all for watching. This has been Bravemaster, and my throat is killing me, but I do love giving you these League of Legends shoutcasts. I'm sorry if this last one was a bit sloppy. The next time I believe I will be able to get one out will be this Tuesday coming up, so in 2 days. Today is Sunday, correct? It is Sunday. So in 2 days, I should be able to get you guys out another shoutcast or two. We'll see how it goes. I do hope you've enjoyed these 2 I brought to you today. And Summoners, have some good games ahead of you. This is Bravemaster, signing out.